meeting is being streamed live and digitally recorded. Pledge of Allegiance, Mrs. Kennard, will you please introduce the persons who lead us in the pledge? Very good. Thank you, Julie. And is there a motion to adopt the agenda for today's regular Board of Education meeting as presented? Mr. Kelly, is there a second? Mr. Porter, any discussion? Roll, please.
Mr. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Porter? Mr. Bonner? Ms. Corzine?
Yes.
Mr. Wade?
Recognitions and presentations. Ms. Fulmer.
Here.
Thank you. It was beautiful. Thank you very much, all of you.
Yes, that was extremely nice. And on a related note, after thinking about it, Miss Kennard, you're not allowed to retire.
Welcome to visitors to this and all board meetings. The board desires citizens of the district to attend its meetings so that they become better acquainted with the operations and programs of the schools, and so that the board may have an opportunity to hear the wishes and ideas of the public. All meetings of the board are open to the public and the media. Do we have anyone who wanted to address the board?
No one turned anything
Okay. And next will be student liaison report. Muriel, if you're ready, and you can sing to us again if you want.
Wow. This past month, the symphonic choir, like Mama Kay said, toured the schools in our district, and we got a lot of feedback from the students there, and they said that that was an absolutely lovely experience, that they just loved it, and they enjoy every time the choirs come by or the band comes by to perform for them. There was a mom who said that when her son got home, he just kept going and singing the songs that we were singing, and that's just so lovely to hear. In addition to that, there have been spirit days and Christmas celebrations throughout the district, and just celebration in this season of Christmas and holidays and all the cheer that's been going around. That's really all.
Great. And I have a chime in on any of them. You're welcome to. The lame duck session last week resulted in the passing of a number of bills that impacted the K through 12 schools. And both chambers have adjourned for the year, not expected to return until next year. The following bills go to the governor's desk for his signature: ESSER appropriation, DPIA phase-in, and school safety grant program. And elimination of the August election, some election laws were changed, requirements, community reinvestment areas, the CRAs, saw some modifications, most notably raising the threshold requiring board approval from 50% to 75% for CRA property tax exemption. Review of property tax exemptions, authorization for combined renewal levy, and temporary educator licenses. This requires the State Board of Education to issue temporary educator licenses to applicants with expired professional teachers certificates and professional educator licenses. There was one other thing. The Senate, the Ohio Senate, voted to transfer state education agency to the governor's office. And that would give absolute control of state education to the governor, to the governor's office. Do you have anything to add on that?
Now, the House voted it down, so it did not go through and make that, so it probably will be revisited in January.
Okay, so that, just keep your eyes and ears open on that. And that's all I have. Do you guys have anything to add to that?
Just that the DPIA funding, if the governor signs that into law, will be good for our district.
So we'll watch that also. All right, next is treasurer reports and recommendations, Mrs. Allen.
I would just like to recommend A through L.
All right, is there a motion to approve the treasurer's recommendations? Mr. Porter, I'll second that. Any discussion?
Do we need to come up with the date for the time? For the
Oh,
meeting?
yes.
Do that?
January 13th, in the morning.
It's a Friday.
Right. Does that work for you?
Not that I'm superstitious, but Friday the 13th, do this. No, that's fine.
And will that be 8 or 8:30? What's best for you, Bill? 8 o'clock. Okay. And then Sean is going to serve as president pro tem in that meeting. Yes.
Does that motion include H?
Yes, it does.
Questions about that? My question is, why do we need a contract for a consulting firm when we have no building projects going on?
Part of that contract is, yes,
Well, my only problem is all these bullet points with business-related matters, as far as using the consulting firm. There's a lot of those issues. I think as a board we should sit down and talk about instead of just putting in a consulting contract and voting on it. And I would like to see that done before we move forward with this. You know, $109,000 we can do a lot with. You know, and I understand what you're saying, Debbie, but I just can't. I can't justify voting for that. if they're building consultants and all of a sudden you've got assistant district and transportation routing efficiency, fleet management, so all of a sudden they're professionals in that area too.
He offers a wide variety of services. He's not a contractor, he does all the other services. And I understand what you're saying.
I think I'd like to move forward and we vote, see how it comes out, and then, at any rate, I think we need a work session to, go through all of this and look at how we want to proceed the next year. If that works for everyone. Okay.
Can we make a motion to table it till then?
The contract is up, so I think we need to go ahead and take a vote on it. It's on the agenda.
You know, the contract's up, but another month and a half or 2 months till we can get together. I don't think it's gonna hurt anything, so we can get this clarified.
Well, I'd like to follow through with it since it's on the
Okay,
agenda.
that's fine.
When is the contract up? Is it already expired? At the end of the year. But no, I mean, certainly to Mr. Kelly's point, probably the work session should have been before the vote. We could make more discussion, more input. I was going to bring this up a little bit later, but it's now. It is, you know, I had heard previously in the past, what people that I would say are kind of naysayers, but they were saying how the issues that we were having with these buildings, and it is pretty disheartening. I mean, all the time and money we spend on them, and considering how new they are, that they're I mean, kind of my understanding, and I'm not getting it out of my head. I'm not an engineer, not a structural person, but it's not just a water issue. It's a whole separation issue at the intermediate building that I'm hearing about, and right. So, but is it just if water is coming through after 3 years, or how long has it been open? 4 years. That's doesn't bode well for the future at all. I mean, it's kind of disappointing, and I don't want to be that old guy. Smith Building stood forever. And minimal trouble with it, but and I know, and of course, you know, most people are familiar that, you know, Mike and I know each other real well, and he does offer many services to many school districts. There's no doubt about that. This has really got nothing to do with Mr. Mendenhall. I mean, he does a great job. I like him a lot, but just the overall that maybe should have been brought to our attention a little bit sooner about the building issues in there, that this really incredibly great building has an issue already. It's something to think about.
That should be when we move on. We're try to do that, but at that same time, it's still kind of, you know, bringing those folks in just to fix this thing and bring them in and just fix it. So I might be getting some information in. It's not too important, there's, you know, water, we need to do more water. It's if there's a hard rain, there's some water that comes in, it doesn't flood the water. You know, like there's no reason.
Okay, any other discussion? Roll, please.
Mr. Porter? Mr. Bonner? Mrs. Corzine?
Yes.
Mr. Kelly?
No.
Mr. Wade?
All right, the motion passes. Superintendent's recommendations, Ms. Swinehurst. Is there a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendations?
So moved.
Mr. Kelly, Mr. Porter, any discussion? Would like to thank the retiring teachers and this and Mrs. McNaughton too, also for all that they've done for the school system. Roll, please.
Ms. Corzine,
Yes.
Mr. Wade, Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Porter, Mr. Bonner,
Yes.
Yes, thank you. All right, the motion passes. Is there any discussion or informational items?
Next, we'd like to thank all the staff.
Any board member comments? I would like to extend our condolences to Kathy Hall and her family in regards to the passing of her husband, Dwayne. He was worked in our school system, same traces, teaching and coaching. And hope that they are doing okay. Also wanted to point out the work that we're doing with integrated services. We'll give depth to our Keys to Success program by adding services to help our high school students, and give us a program administrator to be more dedicated to the mission of that program. And also want to thank all the board members and administration who helped supply gifts for some of the kids in our district to make their Christmas better. Thank you all for doing that. Any other comments? Is there a motion to adjourn? All those in favor? Aye. Thank you all. Thanks for coming and have a nice holiday season.